the dirtier the oil, the more wet the oil, the more risk that I pull some additives. And there's nothing you can do about that. So it happens with all additives. They deplete with contamination. And therefore, we'll talk about just in a second, but if I have very, very contaminated oil, then I don't actually trust my measurement of additive level, because we'll go back to that, but I'm actually burning what is in here, meaning that I'm also burning the small particles with the additive on. So it looks like I have more additive than I actually do. So we'll go back to that. Okay, then ZDDP, TCP, sulfur, phosphorus, and so on is typically the anti-wear and EP additives. So what clings onto here? They are, like I said, polar, so they also cling on to wear metals, dust, water, and so on. Then detergents, dispersants, that will be typically engine oil. Sometimes you also meet calcium as a detergent in gear oil and hydraulics. So they clean the surface and make it flow to the filter. So if you look for some of these, so zinc and phosphorus, calcium, molybdenum, in your oil analysis, we'll do that after lunch, you'll actually see how the level of the contamination is, or you could say in this time, it would be the additives, yes. So the last one that is used a lot would be the anti-foam. Anti-foam is actually the only additive that has to be like physical particle, because you need to destroy the film strength on an air pocket. So if you have air coming through the oil, it comes to the top of the oil and it want to create foam. But if you have anti-foam in, this is, what do you call that? Like destroying the surface tension, and therefore the bubble collapse. It has to be a particle due to how it works. I actually just read that there's some working on something not being particles, but as it is now, the standard is actually a particle. So there's an acrylic particle. They are very, very small. They're submicron, so you don't risk that they're sheared or cut. But the silicone additives, anti-foam, is quite big. They can be from a few micron sizes up to about 10. And if you have long chains of 10 micron, then they will shear. So you will have some valves that will cut them, you will have some gears that will cut them, and then they'll lose their effect. Now, we shouldn't be afraid of that because there's plenty. But just be aware, it's quite normal that you'll see a loss in silicone additives about 30% within a couple of months. Working with filters, the last, I don't know, more than 100 years, in marine industry, they've been using centrifugal separators for engines forever. And they know, they work fine.